Hello everyone, welcome to Porterhouse Fallout 4 Mod Reviews. I'm Porterhouse. For this week's Fallout 4 mod review, I have a triple-decker sandwich of post-apocalypse goodness. Now, first up we have Old World Decorations by CDante and Brandoman. The only thing I can say about this mod is holy moly, they went all out with this one, bringing you a crap ton. That's a standard crap ton, not a metric one, of new content to decorate your wasteland digs. Now, with this mod, you get 57 new posters, 61 billboards, 61 animated flags, and 114 new lit posters. Now, honestly, I can say that this is probably the greatest collection of decorations for settlements that I have seen yet. There are others, but this one I really, really liked just because of the content of the posters and the billboards and so on. Just the sheer number of the items that were added is astounding. I mean, it's almost 300 new items. Now, at first, I was just kind of putting things up for this review, but as I was going through it, I realized that I had a few favorites out of this mod. Unfortunately, I don't have time in a short mod review to show you everything that's in here, but I will show you some of my favorites, and just keep in mind that this is just barely scratching the surface. Uh, there is so much to this mod. You really need to check it out. So with that, I'm going to show you some stills. I'm going to show you some clips, and I hope you enjoy. And we'll be back with the second mod in just a minute. Okay, well, as you can see, Old World Decorations is friggin' epic. The mod authors did a fantastic job. I love the flags, I love the billboards, and I especially love the posters. These are fantastic. I love both the lit and unlit type. You all need to download this mod and check it out, seriously. So next up we have the Grenade Expansion Pack 2 M79 Grenade Launcher and New Explosives by Sean MS 1991. Now if you want things to go boom in your game in new and unusual ways, then this mod was tailor-made for you. For starters, the mod adds the M79 40mm grenade launcher. Now I've held and fired one of these in real life. This is a real life infantry weapon, and the mod author did a absolutely spanking job recreating this gun or this weapon, and right down to the fact that it looks worn and well used, just like the one I had to deal with because it was, I think, a Vietnam era grenade launcher. Now, the mod author also added a huge variety of new explosive types and projectile types, including contact, timed, dart, chemical, remote explosives, and my favorite, the cluster munitions. Now, just so you're aware, to use the grenades with the launcher, they have to be converted to sabot rounds to be fired. And you may be asking yourself, what the hell is a sabot round? Well, a sabot is a casing that surrounds a projectile to keep it centered in the barrel of a weapon when it's fired. Now, a good example of a type of sabot is the cup or wadding that holds the shot in a shotgun shell. So when the shell is fired, the sabot and the projectiles exit the barrel, the sabot drops away and leaves the projectiles go on their way to the target. Now, to convert the grenades to sabot types, the mod author states on his mod page that this can be done at the chemistry workstation under utilities. Now, I have the armor and weapon keywords community resources installed, so instead I found it in the weaponsmith workbench under utilities. In addition to change the type of ammo that the grenade launcher itself fires, you have to take it to a weapons workbench and then select the type of grenade that you want it to fire. Now, if that sounds complicated, that's okay, because you can find a legendary version of the weapon which allows you to change the type of grenade it fires by holding down the weapon bash key, which will then bring up a menu where you can choose what type of grenade you want to fire. Now, keep in mind that you will still have to have grenades in your inventory. The legendary version can be found in the root cellar of Gorski's cabin, which is located just a little ways south of Concord. Now, besides grenades, the mod author also adds a truckload of new things that will make your enemies go boom, sizzle, bleed, freeze, and otherwise die in a spectacular fashion. There are explosive weapons that can be detonated by contact and timer. There are chemical weapons, cluster bombs, mines of all type, and remote detonated explosives, which is also another favorite. Now, I should mention that Sean has also put up on the Nexus a standalone version of the M79 grenade launcher that adds just the grenade launcher. So if you're okay with the vanilla grenades and the explosives, then you can download this mod and just have the grenade launcher. You gotta love mod authors that offer you options. Now, a little while later, I'll be headed out to the wasteland to show you a few of these explosives and grenades in action. Alright, finally we have Ransero's Laser Gun Expanded by Ransero, strangely enough. You might have seen the AER laser rifles before, especially if you've played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. What Ransero has done, bless him, has brought them into Fallout 4 in a wonderful variety. So with this mod you get the AER 9, 11, 12, and the AER 14 prototype. Now, to get these rifles, you just need a standard laser rifle, a weapons workbench, the appropriate materials, and some skills / perks. So what I did here is I took a standard laser rifle, or it might have been a laser pistol, I don't remember which, added the AER 12 capacitor and the AER barrel, added the appropriate stock and muzzle, which in this case is the focused beam splitter. And today I have an AER 12. Now you can do the same thing with the rest of the laser rifles. The mod author does state on his page that he was working on a way to get the AER 14 parts into the game without using the console, but I was able to create them at the weapons workbench, so I'm assuming that he's done it and just hasn't updated his mod page. He might have done it since I've last looked, but who knows. In any case, also wanted to warn you that you will not find a barrel called AER 9. Instead, you will find one called a shifter optics barrel, and I assume from the pictures on the mod page that this is actually the AER 9. Now that I've created one of each, I'm going to take these out in the field and try them out on some enemies. Also, as I mentioned before, I'll be trying out the M79 grenade launcher and a small variety of explosives as well. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy. All three of these mods added so much to the game that there's no way in heck I can demonstrate everything in these with the time I have. So anyway, I want you to sit back, grab a beverage of your choice, and watch the following clips, and afterwards you can hear my thoughts on these mods in the recap. Oops. That was way too much fun. I'm loving this. Okay, we've come to the recap portion of the mod review where I just tell you what I think of these mods. This is all straight off the cuff, none of it's scripted. We're going to start with the Old World Decorations by CDante and Brandoman. Wow, that is such a cool mod. It added a ton of content for my settlement. Lots of flags and posters, made everything pop. I highly recommend you download it and try it out. Do it! Then next up we had the Grenade Expansion Pack 2 M79 Grenade Launcher and New Explosives by Sean MS 1991. I cannot say enough about this mod. There is so much fun to be had with this mod. Ton of new explosives. The M79 Grenade Launcher looks fantastic. My personal favorite grenades for that was the sticky grenades. I just got the biggest kick out of shooting something with it and watching them run toward me as the grenade ticked down and they blew up about halfway to me. A lot of fun. There's a ton more I didn't show you. You need to download it, try it out. You could probably easily spend a couple hours exploring all the options that you get with that mod. And then finally we come to Ransero's Laser Gun Expanded by Ransero. The guns look terrific. Depending on what type you use, they do from pretty good to damn damage. You need to download this one and try it out too. He did a really wonderful job. I can't wait to see what comes next from him. Now, now we're going to talk about making sure that the mod authors get what they deserve as far as kudos. That sounded a little ominous, not sure why. Anyway, if you download these mods and you try them out and you like them as much as I did, make sure you stop by the mod authors page, hit that endorse button, maybe vote it up for file of the month if you feel that strongly about it. Also, if they have a mechanism in place for donating cash, I would encourage you to do so. A lot of mod authors do this as a hobby. Some of them do it for a living. Some of them do it for a little extra cash to pay for school, so every little bit helps. And then last, if you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed what I brought to you, make sure you hit the like button. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe. When you do that, I know I'm bringing you good content that you want to see, and I will continue to do so in the future. I will see you all in the next mod review.